Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Larry Luna with Team Luna Homes, powered by Success Lending and brokered by eXp Realty. And today I wanted to talk to you about 5 common fears that hold people back from purchasing a home and kind of the myths that go with it. So bear with me as we kind of go through this list. The most common one that pops up right off the bat is credit, right? My credit's just not good enough to qualify. Well, the first question that I always ask my clients is, well, do you know what the minimum credit score is to qualify? Or what do you think the credit score that you would need in order to qualify? And almost 9 out of 10 times, I always get either the wrong credit number or they just don't know. And my point is, you don't know until you actually do it. There are different types of algorithms for different types of lending, from auto to consumer to personal loan to mortgages. The only way to find out is to pull your credit, have a seasoned loan professional go trade line by trade line, item by item, and go through that report with you and show you the best way to get your credit score up and where it needs to be. Number 2, I won't be able to afford the monthly payment. Well, when you can put side-by-side rent comparisons to buying comparisons, more than half of the time, the benefits completely outweigh. Matter of fact, it's not even really close. Outweigh the benefits from renting versus owning. Now, there are a few small items that may benefit in terms for your particular situation if you're renting. But quite honestly, there are so many different factors that come into play when it comes to mortgage payments, credit, debt, down payment, fees, the cost, lender costs, third-party costs. There's HOA. There's so many different factors that come into play into that. So until you actually sit down with a loan professional and find out exactly what those are to give you a best case scenario and a worst case scenario, so at least you've got a range to kind of work with in terms of a monthly payment. Number 3, you don't have enough money for a down payment. Now, that's the other thing that I kind of ask with the credit is, how much do you think you need in order to buy a home? The common myth is about 20% to buy a home. And quite frankly, you can get into a home from anywhere between 3 to 5% is a little down. And there are also down payment assistance programs that will actually help you with the down payment and sometimes even with closing costs to help you get into your first home. So find out exactly from your seasoned loan mortgage professional exactly what those payment requirements are for you. Number 4, house just requires too much maintenance, right? There's just too much to do. Well, of course, it's a home. There's a responsibility to maintain it, and you want it just to uphold it so that it lasts longer, right? But there are ways, preventative measures that you can take prior to taking possession and occupying the home that'll help you alleviate and deal with those things, like insurance policies, like homeowner warranties, like home appliance warranties. All those type of things can be negotiated and included in your purchase contract, but those can be negotiated with your realtor partners. So there are ways to avoid that and minimize the risk and save on the anxiety down the line. And then number 5 is, look, I just don't want to be tied down, right? 30 years is a long time. Well, how many people actually stay in their home for 30 years? The average length of time out of the 10 plus years that I've been doing mortgages, as far as people that keep the same mortgage that they've had, is about anywhere from 5 to 7 years. So it's going to change. Obviously, it depends on rate. But think of it in terms of when you lease an apartment or rent an apartment, right? When that lease ends, there's some paperwork, there's some things that you have to do to either re-sign the lease, change or get out. If you break the lease, there's sometimes some cancellation and costs affiliated with that. With the home, if you don't want to stay in the home anymore, chances are you've got enough equity that you can actually sell the home. And you can go back into renting, or you can take that home and turn it into an investment property and a rental and have somebody else pay your mortgage payment for you while you recoup up all of the equity benefits. So there are some different advantages in terms of owning the home and then what you can do with it if you don't want to stay in it. You can even take the equity out of the home and do those luxury improvements or revisions or renovations to your home that you've always wanted to do. So there are a lot more options from the home ownership side than there are from the rental side. So I hope this information was helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care.